Her dash is unique, I'm pretty sure.
Animals have not
Her
cried.
everything about her is unique. I don't think we've seen a character with a unique jump.
When the next moon prayer night comes.
Again, I can't really show it, unfortunately. They won't let me jump. They just let me walk. Or stride, I should say, in this situation.
This is where the people of Hyperborea used to communicate with the moons.
Oh, now she has them. Okay.
Eternal moon, frost moon, iridescent moon. When the power of all three converge.
I think it's pretty low.
The gate to the moons shall open.
This...
Moon marrow preparations are complete.
Oh.
Only the final step remains.
I'm sure Nasha Town is livelier than ever at this moment.
Yeah, it's a shame you couldn't be there for it, but it's now or never, right?
It's fine. I'm more than happy with this. My last piece of luggage. My only piece of luggage. I can already feel the moon calling to me.
So, I already know the outcome because, again, I was too intrigued, right? I was too intrigued. But I haven't seen it for myself in action yet. This is spoilers, obviously. Like, I already put that at the beginning of the video just to avoid it, like last time, right? So, this is... If I didn't know what I know now, this would blow my mind so hard. I don't know. I don't know what my reaction would have been. Even now, I feel like it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous that what happens in a way.
From now on, we will at last have a reason to pray to the true moon.
Columbina,
Yes? I'm listening.
be sure to come back and see us when you get the chance.
Of course.
But if that chance doesn't come, then remember that you have friends on this planet. People who will miss Columbina.
Yes, I will. Thank you for everything you've done for me. And remember, come night or day, the moonlight shall always connect us. Well then, farewell, my friends.
I want to see this for myself. Oh my gosh, this is so... If even now I feel like, again, this, what happens isn't real. There's just... How does he do this shit? I might have to like rewatch some lore videos, even though I have, but I don't know. It's just hard to like understand how this, again, spoilers, how Dottore got this fucking powerful. I get it. He's like, what, ranked, well, not 3. Is it 3 or 2 in the Harbingers? Brother, I feel like she's getting, I don't know, she's not getting an unsettling feeling. Like she wouldn't know. But maybe she does know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something about it that doesn't make sense. Especially when the Crimson Moon recognized her name, even though she apparently shouldn't have. I'm confused. Oh, you can see the Dodoko like calling. I think that was Alice trying to warn them or some shit. Oh my goodness.
Columbina.
This is actually fucking insane.
3 moons in one place. Time for one final experiment. Reason, life, death.
Look at this
time and
fucking
space.
guy.
They all believe.
You fucking demon. Oh my gosh, brother.
But to Vat's primordial power never did belong to the throne of heaven. And now, they are mine.
Oh my gosh. Like, there's generally no way he's this powerful. Holy shit. Brother.
No, as long as I'm here. The Doctor is free to wield the Three Moons' power.
He's using every single element to do, like, even the slightest damage.
I guess I won't be going home today.
Columbina! No!
Where does this portal take them? Because we've seen with her, this is the third person that has taken this sort of portal, right? Rayrier's what do we call her, like, girlfriend, since they didn't really get married, I'm pretty sure. Or did they? I guess not.
World, do not try to control me.
This is fucking crazy. Like, he literally fought against his fate. I don't know. He's pretty much, he should be considered a descender at this point, right? Because every person from Teyvat has a fate, is written. You can't break out of it. It's impossible. Him breaking out of it takes his power to ridiculous proportions. Genuinely.
Are you all right?
He's a threat.
Your wounds still hurt?
A huge threat. And I don't know how anyone didn't step in, right? But again, we saw Rayrier, we saw his wife, let's just say, and we saw Columbina go through this portal. Where do they end up? Do they just end up lost in space or something? Where does that take them?
I had someone prepare a little medicine that could prove effective.
Clearly,
Take
it
it
doesn't
if
take
you
her to
need
the
to.
moon because she said, I guess I'm not going home today. So that's throwing me off. And people are also theorizing that she potentially traveled into the past because the Crimson Moon, right, recognized her with the name that she picked. Well, the last name that she picked for herself, right? Which is kind of crazy to say that, oh yeah, she time traveled, but it's understandable because this game does have those elements of weird time travel, right? Like, they're in the past, but at the same time, at the future. It's like they both collide.
That Dottore is a crafty one. He distracted the Hexen Circle by creating a huge fuss at Teyvat's borders. I'd assumed that the cause was an abyssal intrusion from the outside world, which in fairness is a rather common occurrence.
The fact that the Hexen Circle themselves could not see this coming is kind of concerning. I'm genuinely telling you, this guy is a fucking threat. They couldn't see it coming. One of the most powerful groups in Teyvat, the Hexen Circle, could not see him doing this shit. Are we? Dottore is an issue. The Traveler, let me remind you, he could not defeat the Knave. She had to say, yo, it's okay. I'm not going to kill you. We're on the same page right here. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to harm you. Let's just move on from this. You're not ready. And immediately, well, not immediately, definitely a lot of time has passed. He has to fight a leveled up Harbinger as that became a god, something beyond Archonhood, pretty much. This is an issue. I genuinely don't know how they are going to go about it, right? I saw that, you know, the Knave did join in on the fight, that might somewhat even it out, but she might have to tap in to certain powers, right? Because if she uses too much of her, her powers, it gets closer to her heart and she might lose herself. That is the whole thing. She might become something completely different, right? Let's say she'll become a monster in a way, right? Unable to control her powers, and she might harm some of her allies, but I heavily doubt that it'll get to that point.
But after learning that you managed to influence the phantoms in Nodcry, I realized that perhaps this interference could have come from within Tevat instead.
But we weren't able to change their fates.
True, you couldn't change how their stories ended, but you did build some variables around yourself.
Variables?
Yes, things you heard that you could not otherwise have learned, ideas that would otherwise have never crossed your mind. All these things are variables. Of course, most variables usually pale into insignificance with the myriad of possibilities floating around. But the moment you start treating them as building blocks and intentionally stacking them, that changes things. That's what Dottore did, and it's how he created the necessary conditions so that when you activated the portal tonight, it played right into his plan.
However, we have no way of knowing exactly what he did.
Yeah, we also need to ascertain Columbina's status.
And that about sums it up.
This guy, I don't want to praise him because of all the bad stuff he's done. He's a fucking genius, a maniac, but a well-written genius. Like, actually,
as I suspected,
I've never been this invested in a
has
fucking story game.
completely.
This is an
If
anime
it's any
game.
consolation, he wasn't able
What
to
the
control
fuck?
Columbina as he might have wished to.
Oh no! What? She did what? All we saw was Dottore appeared and used some kind of power. The next thing we knew, he and Columbina were gone and you were falling into the sea.
Yeah, they were frozen in time. Okay, for longer than a second too, right? You think maybe Istaroth would feel a disturbance in the force with somebody using time stop. Excuse me? Hold on. Let's stop it right there. Something's not right. But again, maybe he created some sort of domain where their eyes don't reach. You know, you never know. That was Conria, the nation that the eyes of Celestia couldn't reach, or whatever the fuck it was. Maybe he took him somewhere close by or something. I'm not sure. There's just no way that nobody over Celestia, or over at Celestia, sorry, was not concerned over this shit. Like, you think they would feel it immediately as it happens, right? That maybe they did. They'll probably show us their POV later on, and maybe Renova or somebody will come down and probably help out a little bit. But that goes to show, right? The Paimon is from Tevat. She was affected by the time stop, correct? Because even now he's speculating maybe it didn't affect me at all because I'm a descender. But even then, maybe Dottore just decided, maybe the traveler, let me gauge his power. Let me see if he's ready. Maybe he decided, let me freeze everybody and let me gauge the powers of a descender. I'm not very sure if that was his plan, but again, if it has to do with him being a descender, that debunks the whole thing of Paimon being a descender, right? Because she got stopped in time, or maybe she just faked it and started, you know, and decided to just sit there herself just to blend in or something. Who knows? But it just, I don't know. It's kind of confusing me.
So, Columbina intentionally opened the moon gate and escaped into the same mysterious world.
Thalindis. That's her name. I was blanking on it earlier so hard. Holy shit.
Sounds like bad news.
Very. Ooh, that does sound like, because okay, so that confirms that the moon gates doesn't mean the end of whoever takes it, right? They're still alive. So Rayrier is alive. Thalindis is alive. Columbina is alive, right? So is more mysterious as to where it takes you than what it does to you, right? Because again, this should confirm that the moon gate, sorry, doesn't kill you, right? But even then, I don't know how she opened the moon gate. Thelinda's back then, I don't know what she did to open one. I don't know if it was the Abyss opening one for her. And if it was the Abyss opening one for her, that means she's definitely corrupted or something. I just don't get it, right? Maybe I'm confusing myself. Let's just say they're all alive, right?
Seen in that way, the Trilunar Syzygy and Revere's emergence, Dottore might have been pulling the strings in both cases.
This guy he literally has been pulling the strings since Sumeru. He's been doing this shit.
According to Miss Alice, he is attempting to transcend his destiny and finish an experiment that only a god might complete.
An utter lunatic.
Wait a sec. Where's Hat Guy? Seems like he'd want to be here for this.
He took off with the Dodo communication device after we spoke to Alice. He said he had a hunch that he wanted to investigate by himself. The look on his face was terrifying. I've never seen him like that before.
I'm back.
Hat Guy!
I went to look for the Hyperborean phantoms again. I think I've gotten to the bottom of it.
He's definitely pissed.
I got them to talk to Nicole on the other end of the communications line. Turns out, the history they describe is different from how Nicole remembers it.
Oh, wow. People were saying that apparently he went into the past and made himself look like the hero, right? Like he's changing history. If this turns out to be true, again, this guy should not be taken lightly at all whatsoever.
Really? But how? Surely Nicole can't have been wrong.
Because the phantoms are the ones who are deceived. They speak of a savior who appeared
Oh
in their
my
history.
gosh, brother.
One who never should have existed.
What the fuck is happening with Dottore?
This savior promised to create a new moon within the false sky, and even bring back their moon goddesses.
Is this guy's he just remolded his fate. He broke fate, his own fate, obviously. He's changing history. I have a question. Is this history within Irminsul, or is this like separate?
Foolishly, they believed in him and told him everything he wanted to know about the moons.
Are these two twins? What is happening?
It's obvious that this was Dottore's doing.
How would he have done this though?
Now you mention it.
There's no
the
way
first
he
time
went
we
back in
entered the
time,
Hyperborean
right?
ruins, we heard the phantoms discussing their history, and I remember Nicole commenting that something sounded a little strange.
But Dottore shouldn't have been able to get in there in the first place.
He didn't. Nicole said that this was an anomalous state triggered by disruptions in the causal connections between phantoms from the same era. The variables that Dottore put in place were substantial enough that they even affected phantoms that he never met.
Wow.
So it's not that their memories were unclear. They'd been tampered with.
Yo, no, this guy is dangerous.
That's exactly the possibility Dottore was
gosh.
trying to manufacture. He turned these variables into knowledge and engineered the situation so all that knowledge would fall into his hands.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Then, he harnessed that knowledge on Moon Prayer Night to truly create a false moon.
Is that Saritsa okay with this though? Like, I guess she is. There's nothing being said from her part, but okay.
How is that even possible?
To be precise, he exploited a weakness in the way the spell works. The spell senses Kuvaki to detect the moon's location. So, as long as the false moon more strongly resembled the moon than the frost moon beyond the skies, the gate would teleport Columbina to the false moon's location. In other words, to Dottore's side.
Oh.
Once he had her under control, the teleportation spell remained active, and he manipulated her power to seize both moon marrows.
At that moment, the moon marrows disappeared right before our eyes. It was already too late, even as we were leaving the ruins.
By then, Dottore had already amassed the power of all 3 moons.
Oh, so he had. Oh, never mind. He has all 3.
Where does that leave us?
I'd certainly like to know what Her Majesty thinks, now that the concerns I expressed to her have come to pass. But we cannot simply sit and wait for her to decide the matter.
That's what I was just saying. What does the Tsaritsa think about this? Like, the thing about the Harbingers is that they all share one common thing. They hate gods, Celestia, whatever, but they have different goals that they want to achieve, right? Dottore pretty much has achieved his. He's defeating his fate. He's becoming a descender, right? This guy is tampering with people who don't even exist. He's just tampering with the phantoms of those people, of the phantoms of the past. This is fucking insane. Also, if Arlecchino had black hair, she look. Oh my gosh, she looked amazing. I don't know why.
It just is not the Fatui Harbinger
looks different.
Who sees us as her friends, but rather Columbina
Oops, sorry.
Even in such extreme circumstances, Her Majesty will not lift the prohibition on Harbingers drawing steel against one another.
That is oh no. See? Okay, so there are rules within the Harbingers. You can't really fight each other. That's okay, I guess that makes sense, but I mean in this situation, that you gotta get rid of that 100% immediately.
Then I will do as my heart demands. I will fight as Peruware instead.
Oh, Arlecchino!
Time is short, so I'll make the first move.
Oh, she's fucking pissed.
Even Arlecchino seems to be losing her cool now.
I think everybody should. He could turn the fucking world upside down. That's how much power he has. As of right now, of course. If he's not stopped by the shades, you know? Which again, most likely will happen. They definitely will step in.
Lose those dejected looks for a moment and let me get a word in. It looks bad, I won't lie. Very bad, in fact.
Varka's model looks so good. It makes every other model look not as high quality. I don't know how to explain it.
So
it's more of like the outline.
Dirty tricks to gain the upper hand for now. And yeah, it's to the point where even the mages say that his variables have affected destiny. I'm not so sure though. Many have told me that Tevat's destiny is fixed, and that does appear to be the case. Well, what makes Dottore so sure he'll be the exception? And since he was able to stack these variables up, who's to say we can't do the same? You of all people should not be discouraged, traveler from afar. This isn't over yet. And you're not alone in that. Everyone here does, whether they've spoken thus far or not. But none of us are the type to sit back and wait for the sun to shine again. That's exactly how a knight should roll. If they knock you down, you get back up and get back in it. Don't forget, Honorary Knight, you're a legitimate member of Mondstadt too.
Mark is right. This is far from over. Dottore's already way overdue a butt-kicking given his past shenanigans. And after this, he's earned himself a double dose.
That's what I'm talking about. How's everyone else feeling?
I'll use Kuvaki to investigate
This is so
Columbina's
crazy.
whereabouts. I am not ready to give up either.
Leave the intel gathering to me. Whatever happens within Nodcry's borders, when the Curatorium of Secrets wants to be in the know, we always find a way.
Ano and I will do all we can to support you. We will attempt to reverse engineer Dottore's actions and seek a breakthrough that way.
Reverse engineer. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Alice and Nicole are busy dealing with an emergency at Tevat's borders, so they can't return just yet.
That's not good. because you could really use your powers right now. I'm not gonna lie.
But they're both very angry about this. They've asked Albedo and me to act on the Hexenzirkel's behalf and do everything in our power to fight back against Dottore.
Are you ready then? We're going to have to conduct a lot of research, even in the early stages.
I'll do my best.
As for me, I'm pretty familiar with Dottore's way of doing things, so I can try to predict his next move. I'll help with your investigation.
Nice! Looks like we have our basic division of labor.
This all is still kind of confusing though, because if Dottore is that powerful to tamper with history, couldn't he just, I wouldn't say he could just erase himself from Irminsul, but I don't know how to explain it, because Scaramouche was able to do it, but it was because of Nahida, so forget I said anything.
I'll get in touch with Flints and Eatlua, get them to have a chat with their Starshiner. It couldn't hurt to bring the Lightkeepers on board as well. At the same time, I'll pass on instructions to the Knights present in Nodcry to assist the Lightkeepers and other organizations in ensuring the safety of those living here.
Yeah, we'll show him.
That's it then. Good luck, everyone.
I never thought that Columbina would become my real name. It went from being a Fatui code name to something my friends call me. And remember, come night or day, the moonlight shall always connect us.
Wow. Holy shit. Ooh. Man. Oh, what is this? Oh, that's not good.